Happy Good Thursday. Tomorrow is Good Friday. Today is honestly, I don't even know. It is the 14th. I'm just trying to think. Because tomorrow's the 15th. Yeah, today is the 14th. April 14th, 2022. Man, I don't know why I struggle with this stuff. I guess, time is kind of a construct of humanity and all these dates, and every day has some meaning, and it's national, grow a beard day or something. Every day's got this label, and I guess that's how we track ourselves throughout this journey that we're in. But anyway, today is April 14th, 2022, and I see that Elon Musk is putting the offer out there, the idea out there, how legitimate is it? It must be, to buy Twitter. Interesting. Make it a free speech platform, private, take it private. That would be an interesting thing, and to see if that happened. I don't know. The problem is these big platforms, Twitter, YouTube, all these things, you look at their origins and you kind of look at the idea, where it came from, how much money they ended up making by putting it out there, who controlled it. And really, it seems like it's nothing more than a data collection service for, some government agency to me. Pretty much it, where you're volunteering all your information in exchange for this platform that's ready to go. It's easy bake oven. Boom, put it in, take it out, you got your product. But that's sure what it seems like to me. It would be nice if we had a legitimate platform that actually respected our rights, that didn't sell information and use that information against us. It wasn't a data collection service. I think back, I look at where we're at right now. We all carry our phones, basically a tracking device. Very easy to see where you're at. You've got apps on your phone that are purchasing apps, Apple Pay. Everywhere you go, you make purchases. You don't even have to do anything. Basically, if you're pinpointed everywhere you go, hey, he went to Starbucks this day, or hey, he does this every day. Hey, he's in the Digibug every day making a video. We know where he's at. So we can send the drone. But it becomes very easy to predict behavior and, build an algorithm on you as far as what you're going to buy or where you're going to be, what you're most likely to buy, because you are at a certain point all the time, and you're most likely to buy it here because that's where you are. It's, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, talk about the mark of the beast. You're not going to be able to buy or trade, sell, goods, services. When I say 20, 30 years ago, because that's my, my time frame. But that's been, 2,000 years ago. It's been, with our modern day technology, something that we've been worried about. This is going to happen. Well, because it could happen, because the technology is in place to allow it to happen. And it's going to be this forced thing. You're going to have to take it. Well, what if they just sweetened the deal and said, hey, take this device. Use this. It's going to make your life easier. And then, it can also do the same thing or accomplish the same goal as the microchip in the hand or the forehead. So they get us to volunteer into a system, into a beast system, because of the convenience of it. And it's the same with YouTube. I make my YouTube videos, make Twitter videos. It's an easy platform to use. Pull out my phone, put in the Digibug while I'm driving. Don't have to have a studio. Very simple, very easy. Upload the video, done. They made it convenient for us to do these things. And at what cost? I guess is what we have to ask ourselves. What are we giving up? And then at the end of all of this, maybe it doesn't matter at all. Because we, when they want to lock us down and they want to physically do things to us, we just say no. And we band together and we say, we're not going to go along with this. Oh, wait. They did have a trial run on that. It was called masking, and it was called sticking things in your arm that aren't really all that healthy and not tested. And a lot of people went along with it. So that dry run gave them an idea of where they're at in the game. And now I see that, I talked about it before, Philadelphia is going to mandatory mask indoors now, again, starting next week. Of course, the recommendations, as of the April 18th, it was going to be no more masks on public transit. That whole thing's going to end. But now we hear that I think the CDC has issued recommendations that, we need to keep that around a little bit longer. And I think the White House is fully on board with it. There's been a little bit of rise in cases. And now you know why they started reporting on that again instead of Ukraine. We got to start talking about the rise in cases because, we got some deadlines coming up to where we need to extend it and push it down the road a little bit more. Got to keep all you slaves masked up, following the rules. So, that we've got a reason to, probable cause to mess with you. It's like when you get pulled over. If you just shut up, give them your license, give them your insurance card, don't say a word, they're going to say, hey, can you roll down the window? Hey, I'm not going to answer any questions without my lawyer present. Am I being charged with anything? So I'm free to go? If you don't answer the questions, they don't have probable cause. However, you roll the window down, you start talking to them, it's like, I think I smell weed in that car. I think I smell, and that's just because you hit a skunk, right? I think I smell alcohol. It's like, no, that's always there. It's still burning through my system from last night. But there's going to be a reason then at that point they can say, I smelled something, or I saw something there, that looks suspicious because, I got a mess on the floor here. Could be anything down there. You never know. Might get snake bit, some snake venom. Hard to say. But it gives someone a reason to start asking questions and getting in your business when they've got no business being in your business. Hey, that guy's not wearing a mask. We need to go harass him. He's made himself a target now because he's one of those non-compliers. He's not following the rules. So it's just one more thing. You conform or you're the enemy. And so, we're going to, keep wearing it on the plane because it does so much good. It saves so many lives, protects so many people. It's just, these masks are proven to be effective. And all these injections are proven to be effective, right? They've done the studies. No humans have been harmed in the process of these studies. Well, they don't even talk about it. They just want to enslave you and just see how far they can push things. And that's what they do. And many people allow that to happen. Well, it's for the good of this or the good of that. Well, you start making decisions based on the good of society as a whole, and you start destroying the rights of the individual. And then you get into that long, age-old debate of, what rights are more important, or what is more important, the whole, the community, the civilization, or the rights of one? The rights of the many or the rights of one? Is it better that 10 guilty men go free than one innocent man go to jail, or is it vice versa? Those are the questions you ask. What if you're that innocent guy that goes to jail? You're not going to be very happy. Not a good situation to be in. So a lot of philosophical things there. Anyway, I've ranted a little bit on that stuff. There was the Elon Musk thing. I guess that's where I started this rant. That'll be an interesting thing if he does take over Twitter and buy it out and make it private as opposed to public, and then you don't have the whole influence of, the money, the investors that come in on Wall Street and then pump it all up. And you see it with companies. They just want to go public because that's like the funnel for all the inflated money that gets created by the Fed and the banks. And you wonder why the stock market goes up when you have PDE ratios of 200, profits to earning. Take you 200 years to get your earnings back or your profits back, or what you put into it, basically. And it's just the numbers are sky high. And why is that? Well, it's because when you create a bunch of money, that's one thing that soaks it up and at least mitigates the inflationary effects of the money because it goes into the stock markets, into the Dow Jones Industrial Average. And, you know, so people, when they start a company, that's the goal. Hey, let's take it public, because all that new money, that money comes in, you know, from all these different sources, and then you're able to ride off into the sunset on the unicorn. And then I see that happening. I want to talk a little bit about Celsius. You know, I thought Celsius was a good program. I met Alex Mashinsky and saw him speak, and I thought he was a pretty decent dude. And he probably still is, but he knows how to play the game. And I think at some point you're going to see Celsius going public. And then a lot of people will make a lot of money. And Celsius, for those of you who don't know, it was unbank yourself. Get out of the banking system and, you know, invest in crypto, and you can put your crypto in our platform and we'll pay you more crypto interest, basically, for keeping that crypto there. And they're trying to comply with regulations and all this, but as of April 15th, which is tomorrow, anybody who puts money in there or crypto in there gets no interest anymore. So you used to be able to put in, you know, the USDC coin pegged to the dollar. It was getting over 10% return. And now, I mean, last time I looked, it was like 8.88. And, you know, other coins you could put in there. Bitcoin at one point, I think, was like 6%. But it's been going down a little bit. But you could actually earn yield, more coins on your coins, which is pretty cool. And a lot of people got into it. And a lot of people staked their coins in there to get more coins and get returns on their crypto. And that was the thing, you know, hey, you know, we're going to unbank ourselves. We're not going to put money in the bank. We're not going to put our cash in the bank at 1% interest. No, we can put it in the USDC coin and put it into Celsius and get 10% or 8%. A lot more. You know, at least you're keeping up with the stated inflation. And you can take loans from your money, and, you know, and at low interest. It depends on the loan ratio. But anyway, as of tomorrow, if you're not an accredited investor, you know, any money that you put in there will not draw interest. Now, if you've already got your money in there, it will continue to accrue the yields. But how long is that going to last? I mean, you see this slipping away. This used to be something that was going to be for the people, but it looks like it's going to be for Wall Street. You know, complying with all the regulations, which, you know, as a business, you've got to do that if you want to go public. I guess that's kind of my vision on the whole thing. So, you know, everybody thought, oh yeah, I'm winning. We're tired of you winning. You're not going to win anymore. And it seems that that's the thing. It's the same thing with corporations. They come in and they suck up all the local energy. They do it on the cheap. They put everybody else out of business. And once there's no competition, they can raise prices until another, basically, corporation comes along and says, no, we can beat your prices. And so it's a battle of the corporate titans and giants rather than mom and pop. You know, so that's a debate right there. You know, what do you do? How do you fight David and Goliath? You know, how do you have that fight? You know, sometimes David can win, but Goliath is rough to beat most of the time. Especially when the government sponsors them, keeps them afloat during a pandemic, you know, a rolled out event. Here's a bunch of money. You don't need to pay it back. It's a rigged game when you can just create the money out of nothing. That's what they do. They just create it out of nothing. And they're going to do it again. They'll do it again and again and again and again because that's what they do. And they'll fool you, they'll convince you and make you think that, no, we're not going to do that. You know, we're going to raise rates and save the economy and stave off inflation until the next event occurs, and then there you are. So that's, what the heck? That's going to... Sorry, you know, I get distracted, you know, I do have to work. Had a few calls today, and I'm just like, I don't know. Sometimes when you deal with some of the same problems and the same mistakes that keep getting made, it wears on you, you know. It gets a little frustrating. And you can probably see it in my attitude. But I think at some level we're all struggling, and that's why we all kind of, you know, resonate with crypto, with precious metals, with looking at the system and saying, what's wrong with it? You know, if there were nothing wrong with the system, if we had the Leave It to Beaver lifestyle where Ward Cleaver goes to work and comes home and his wife's able to stay home and the kids are happy and they go on vacations and he's got a retirement, he's the only one that has to work in the household. And, you know, if we lived in that world, maybe it would be much better. Maybe I'd be in a better mood. I think I would be. But instead, that's not the case. It's a constant struggle. And you ask yourself, what is the struggle? Why are we struggling? And when it seems like, well, some people aren't. These businesses are doing well. You know, these companies are doing well. They're flush with cash. You know, where does the money come from? How do they get this money? How do people benefit? And why is government choosing winners and losers in this game? Because they obviously are. And you think you have a free market that they give lip service to, but that's not the case. Government leverages, creates the rules any way they want to benefit the few. And that's really what it comes down to, the people in control. And they have a lot of control because they control the money. And that's how you can get entities like Google, Twitter, Facebook, these data collection agencies that come out of dark pools of money, three-letter agencies. That's how they spring forth into existence. They're manifested into existence. They're called or summoned into existence. Let's just call it that. Quite the world we live in. The artificiality that's created by an imaginary form of money. That's really what it is. It's just magic money. Magic money. And how do we get out of it? Just got to find ways. Got to find ways to get out of it. Need to try to be your own bank. You know, not depend on Celsius. Not depend on these other platforms that say, hey, yeah, you know, unbank yourself. And then it's go pluck yourself. Because we can't do that anymore. You know, we got you hooked. It's like that big corporation that moves in. We got you hooked on these cheap prices, and we going to take away the competition. We're going to get your money. We're going to, you know. And then they say, well, guess what? You know, we're not going to give you those deals anymore. Not going to give you those goodies. It's all right. I'm going to take my money out. I'm not going to participate. I got to go somewhere else. The question is, where do you go? What are the options? And I guess it comes down to it's better to have it. Even if you don't make anything on it, at least you have it. You know, it's no different than having a water source or a food source. You know, somebody may say, it's not worth anything. That's way overvalued. You know, you pay, I'm going to put in a well, a nice, deep, big well. I'm going to pay $10,000 to do it. So what are you wasting your money for? But then, you know, hey, I always have water. I think I'm going to need water the rest of my life, so that might be a good investment. Doesn't return the yield in dollars that, you know, everybody might say, well, shoot, you could have put that $10,000 into this and you could have made more dollars. Well, what am I going to do with those dollars after I have them? I know I'm going to have to drink water and have water at my disposal the rest of my life, so, you know, that's just something I choose to do. So I guess my point in all that is, yeah, you better hold it. Quit trusting people that continually betray you, because that's what they do. All they do is give you lip service. All they do is say, hey, this is what we're going to do. This is how I'm going to help make you free. I'm going to help you be this or be that. You got to help yourself. You got to find the tools that allow you to help yourself. So if you're into crypto, you download your own wallet, you secure that seed phrase, and you hold your own crypto. You get it off Coinbase, you get it off Gemini, you get it off Celsius, you get it off all these vampire exchanges. That's all they are. Don't let them hold it. Because, hey, well, the SEC or this government agency just said, you know, we got to look into all our accounts, so they're frozen temporarily. Meanwhile, you wait. Better to have it. Have it in your possession. I don't care what yield they say they're going to give to you, what benefits they're going to give to you. The reason why they're doing that is because they're using your money. They're making more money on it. And that's how the system gets rigged. Why is the price of Litecoin not up in US dollar terms? Well, do you have your Litecoin sitting on an exchange that they can use and they can play derivative games with it, just like they do the silver market? Then you're part of the problem. Don't complain about the price. Take possession of it. Put it in your pocket. They can't play with it then. When they don't have the tools, because we've put the tools in our toolboxes, because there is a limited supply. If that limited supply dries up and we don't let them play with it, don't let them use it, then they can't manipulate it. Take possession of your coins. Take possession of your wealth. Are you warehousing your silver somewhere? Your gold somewhere? You think it's safe because they have armed guards, and it's buried in the side of a mountain? Well, that just became somebody else's bank. Because how are you going to get it? You don't have it. You don't have it. If you don't have it, you don't have it. Because possession is 9/10 of the law, isn't that what it is? If you got it in your pocket, it's pretty hard to say it's somebody else's, And that's what's going to happen if you put your wealth in somebody else's pocket. They're going to say, what's in my pocket? Don't know that you can really claim ownership to it, can you? Especially if it's in another country. Hold your assets in your possession. I don't care if it looks like you're not making money on it. It's just money in this figment, this fake dollar Federal Reserve note magic trick system. So why do you want more of that crap? The only reason you want more dollars is so that you can buy stuff. If you can buy stuff now and have it in your possession, you never have to worry about it again. It's like having that well. Maybe having a little bit of land. You can actually grow some food on it. Well, you're never going to make money on that land. Well, you know what? I'm not in it to make money. I'm actually in it to survive because I know I'm going to eat. I know I need water. So I want those things that are going to sustain me at the very base level. You can be a multimillionaire living in a fancy apartment in Manhattan, and if the electricity goes out and the water goes out and you've got no gas to heat your apartment, what are you going to do? What are you going to do with all that money? What if you can't fill your frickin' tank to get out of the madness and get out to the countryside where people might not attack you and steal your stuff? What if that doesn't happen? What if you can't get out? That money does you no good. What if that money's sitting in a bank? What good is it? You have no access to it. Man on the street might have a 5-gallon, container of gas. Is he going to say, take a check? He's going to want something in his hand for that valuable item. Got to rethink our priorities here. Let's start thinking about what's real. Those real things that we can hold in our possession, because that's all we're going to have at the end of the day. At the end of this whole thing. They want to take everything. They want to scoop it all up. They want you to own nothing. And be happy. Take our digital currency. Take our digital poker chips. Play in our metaverse casino. We'll give you all these wonderful NFTs. We'll give you all these wonderful things. You'll be free to do whatever you want. Live the life you've always dreamed of. Step into the metaverse. This new reality. Don't let them fool you. There's a real world, and there's an artificial world. Get real stuff. Real stuff for the real world. Take possession of it. You're going to need it. All right. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a wonderful Thursday. Tomorrow is Good Friday. We'll see if I make a video. I don't know. I don't want to make any of these dark videos where I'm talking about things like this, but you know what? It's a reality. We can all think that everything's going to be okay. We can all think that, we'll pull through this, our leaders, we're going to, no, they have other plans for us. We can't let them institute those plans. That's the main thing here. If you give over your energy, you give over your power to them, they are not going to look out for you. In fact, they are going to use it against you. Maintain your energy. Maintain your money. Maintain your crypto in your own possession. Have things in your own possession, those things you need. All right, trust yourself. You know, right in here, you know what you need to do. Follow those instincts, follow that gut reaction, because you're connected to something bigger than you. Just tap into it. All right? Love you all. Thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day.